Welcome back to the Lanterne Rouge Cycling Podcast. Watch along for Stage 4 of the Tour de France. We have 45.4 kilometers left, and it's a hectic stage. The nervousness and crashes have already begun. It's around the outskirts of Rouen. We're beginning now the hill zone. The peloton's just doing the first categorized climb of the day, which, again, the peloton didn't have, or the breakaway artists didn't have much to work with in terms of picking up KOM points. Early, it was flat, nervous, cross, tailwind, but only 15 k's an hour today, so there weren't any echelons or people trying to force echelons, and so we have a Gruppo Compatto entire peloton with 45 k's to go crossing that KOM now, with the breakaway of Abrahamsen, Lenny Martinez, Thomas Gachignard and Kasper Asgreen ahead. They just have the battle for the KOM points, which Asgreen won, and it's going to be a hectic final to this stage for this next hour, Benji.
Yeah, for sure. The next about 15 kilometers is basically a positioning fight. Positioning fight towards the last 13k of this race, which has 4 categorized climbs, and that does not include the slightly uphill sprint as well. So it's going to be a feisty finish. Some of the climbs are very steep. One of the climbs is not so steep, but it's destined to be more than just a versatile sprint, right?
Yeah, I was surprised again that only a few teams wanted to go in the breakaway. Asgreen, it looked like EF's initial plan wasn't to go in the break, and then he realized maybe Abrahamsen's there, we can make this go deep into the stage. They're still holding 115 and working pretty well together. I mean, Lenny Martinez, this guy was getting dropped first guy from the peloton on the first flat stage. I don't know whether he failed to warm up or what, but now on stage 4, he's in a breakaway with 4 rouleurs chopping off, and he was amongst the strongest on a 3% climb just then. So Lenny Martinez is in better shape. He's just inconsistent, you know? He's just not a... That's why he's not a GC rider right now.
He's inconsistent, but he's good on the stages that he needs to be good at in the last month. He goes into the breakaway on a mountain stage in the Dauphiné, wins it. He goes into this breakaway, which he can get some KOM points in, which on a flat stage wouldn't have mattered as much in the run-up. Now, I hope he can be consistent throughout the next 2 weeks of this Tour de France, but question, Patrick, is there a world in which Asgreen is a rider sent forward for an attack by the likes of Ben Healy?
I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, I think it only works if Healy goes on the first steep climb at 30 k's to go, but I'm pretty sure UAE are going to pace like they did with 30 k's to go on stage 2, so...
And even if they don't pace with the goal of making it more selective, they will pace for the goal of positioning towards the climbs, and that will counter any attack that happens. So that's why this breakaway right now has 0 chance with a minute left.
I think it's going to be really hard to do that sort of tactic with a pretty fresh peloton, with Alpecin on the left have got 5-6 riders lined up, with Van der Poel the stage favourite. Tudor are motivated. They're going all in for Julian Alaphilippe. They've got front right position. EF are riding though, at least in the front, so they're not just... That's not to block to help Asgreen. They clearly are trying to do something with Healy or Powless today. I surely can't think Vandenberg will make it. I mean, these teams, Benji, no way they can possibly think that like a versatile sprinter's making this, or do they still believe that might happen?
I had a 10-minute rant on the podcast yesterday about breakaways and breakaway formation and the chance of certain teams to win this race from the peloton, and why they don't go in the breakaway on stages that could have a breakaway win. Like, this stage, if it has a stronger breakaway than 4 riders, can be won by a breakaway, because Alpecin would be the only team controlling from the peloton. So, isn't it obvious that a stage like this could be a perfect opportunity for a lot of teams to go in the breakaway and take a chance like that? But a lot of them have not chosen to do that, and at the end of the day, a lot of them will be whining in week 2 and week 3 when Pogacar gets 4 mountain stage victories, and they'll be like, why does he take all the victories away? Well, you didn't go in the breakaway on the stage that you could win.
And I'm also looking at 2 teams you might not expect, but Mathieu Van der Poel is now, I think, the second favourite for the green jersey. He's stated he's not that interested in it. He is not really that comfortable in the big bunch sprints, but we don't have that many big bunch sprints.
Yeah.
And so if he wins today, if he then gets second on Mur de Bretagne second, if he gets in the break on stage 6 and suddenly he's on 200 points, and then all he has to do to stay competitive in green is to just follow and come 5th in the intermediate sprints, he can do that. So if I was Trek or Wanty today, I would have been trying to make the break win, so that Van der Poel doesn't get more green points. It's also their only chance, also themselves, to win. Like if you're looking at Tom Skuins, Thibaut Nice, who's a bit injured maybe. Who else is on Trek?
Simmons.
Sturven. These guys can win from the breakaway. Jonas Ruch, Louis Barret. These guys can also win from the breakaway but have no chance from the peloton, and nor do their leaders. I don't think Binny doesn't have a chance today.
No.
Milan doesn't have a chance
Normally,
today.
no, unless it's a really passive finish, then maybe there's a possibility, but I don't see it. I don't see that in Binny at the moment. I can see him in a sprint where it's flat for most of the terrain, and then the last 5 kilometers has uphill in it, and it's not necessarily a 13% segment. Then that's where I see Binny still being able to do a versatile sprint better than an average pure sprinter. But that's not today.
The last hill's just way too hard. I mean, yeah, if it was just the category 4, 1,800 meters at 5%, 15 Ks from the finish, the Binnies of this world and probably Milan too are surviving. But
yeah,
this last hill's way too hard, way too close to the finish. So I was surprised not to see Trek, Wanty, more teams in the breakaway. I understand, Arkea. Everything on Kevin Vauquelin. He could have won on Sunday. It's a very similar stage, and they need the resources to protect him. He's in good position right now.
Am I dumb in assuming that if he gets a gap at the finish today, Lafay style, that he could take yellow?
I think he would take yellow. If he wins by...
I don't know on what gap he is,
If Van der Poel doesn't take any bonies and he wins by... I think he's on 10 seconds. I think he only needs to win by a second gap.
You are... right, he's on 10 seconds, just like Jorgensen and Mas. I don't expect Mas to do it. Jorgensen could do something similar.
So Vauquelin could take yellow today?
Yes.
I mean, he could take yellow if he doesn't win the stage.
Correct.
If he somehow outsprints Pogacar and Van der Poel's not there.
He would be equal on time with Pogacar. And that is the sum of positions.
I think he'd have better stage positions, right? Or no, maybe Poggi was second. Yeah, but Poggi, I think he eased up in the sprint yesterday.
Oh, I think he was 70th, if I recall correctly.
Where was Vauquelin in the sprint yesterday?
These are the important questions. Tadej Pogacar in the sprint yesterday. Oh, come on, stage 2. That's not stage 2. We need stage 3, Benji. Come on. Load.
I'll kill this fly in the meantime.
You can kill this fly in the meanwhile. We've got, 71st, Tadej Pogacar in the wheel of Jonas Vingegaard. Don't attack me in the meanwhile, please. Vauquelin, we've got 86th. Come on. Ow! What the fuck?
I got it.
You electrocuted me.
It's electric.
You actually electrocuted me.
I don't know where it went.
Anyway.
That fly was annoying.
These working environments, I don't know. Adam Hansen is not showing up for me, apparently. Anyway.
No, it's definitely gone. So what was Vauquelin yesterday?
86th.
Oh, no good. He should have been way better in the sprint.
Yeah, that's it. It's done for, I'm afraid. So he needs to actually take time on Pogacar.
So now the peloton's going up, 38.9 Ks to go. Peloton's going up a short, false, flat rise, big ring style. They're then going to drop down into a flatter area. And I think one of the strangest things and the biggest differences from Sunday stage 2 is that the intermediate sprint, which is about in 7 kilometers, I think, is about 3 kilometers before the 30K to go key climb today. So that intermediate is going to be very strange in that there'll be the GC drag race already beginning.
Yeah.
Then the sprinters teams are going to begin their lead outs. But then the GC teams are going to be incentivized to follow the sprinters' lead outs.
Yes.
And there's not much time to reassume position after the intermediate sprint. So very strange sprint placement. We've got a lot of road furniture today. There's like where Asgren and the breakaway's on right now is a nasty divider, which is, it's like you don't crash on it if you are aware it's there and you ride over it at a perpendicular angle, but it stops, it starts, and if a guy gets caught out, this reminds me of the Roglic hay bale. I mean, they've got the hay bales, the red and white hay bales covering some road furniture.
Yeah.
It's really sketchy, and that's why we're going to see a big fight in a minute.
Can I say, I like myself a good old water tower.
Well, past this water tower, they're going to fight into the descent. They're all going to want to be in position.
A good old water tower or an old Dutch windmill, that always makes me happy when I see it in a cycling race. Nonetheless, we'll talk about the cycling here. And
We're near Flanders. We're still, not that near to. Well, Rouen is
Basically part of Flanders, let's be honest.
yeah, Rouen is closer than Dunkirk, maybe.
It's like a DLC.
No, downloadable character.
Content.
Oh, is that what it means? What do you think is going to happen today, Benji?
I think we are going to have a positioning fight towards the next climb. That is going to be very interesting to see how the teams position themselves. But before that, we've got an intermediate sprint 3 kilometers before that, which that's already crazy to think about. Within the positioning fight, we'll have the intermediate sprint fight.
Yeah, like Trek. So Trek have got to find their way through because they're not at the front right now with Milan. Who else is going for green? Wanty with Binny. But then if Wanty think Binny, they can't think he's going to survive.
Bro, Kokar has to sprint. He has to.
So Wanty should go for the sprint. But then if you go for this sprint, you are accepting that you will drop on the 1.3k 9% climb after.
Yeah.
So with Milan, it's clear. You go for the sprint because there's no way you make the finish to take any points. No way.
Yeah.
With Binny, they might be thinking he can come 8th or something. I don't agree. I think he should go for the IS, but we'll see. We'll see how many sprinters teams go for it. Their motorbike cavalcade for the breakaway is giving them a decent advantage, although they are working pretty well together. But yeah, the motorbike's really helping the breakaway the last 5-10 minutes because they're keeping it, they actually gain time. They're on like 1:12 now.
Okay, so that is 10 kilometers to go towards the intermediate sprint. Then 3 kilometers towards those hills. And what I was saying basically is that I expect that positioning fight to happen. But in the last 30 kilometers, I expect it to get more and more selective as the GC teams will sprint towards every climb, try to position themselves on every climb, try to keep that front position, etc. And eventually, I think it's all going to be about that. It's a short hill, the last one. Like, Ram Saint-Hilaire is 800 meters at 9.4%, but...
It's steep, though.
There's a whole... Ooh.
Or a mechanical for Will Barter. I don't think it's a crash. It looks like a rear flat. To be honest, I don't think he was going to be doing, like the rouleur positioning work now.
Oliveira.
That's more Oliveira and Ivan Garcia Cortina. We also saw Pablo Castrillo was caught up in a crash from Movistar just before. Still strong wind. 5Ks to the intermediate sprint for the breakaway. Very strong wind. It's still from their side. I think now they're into a headwind almost, judging from those flags. So, and it looks like fresh tarmac. They're going high speed, 64 k's an hour in the breakaway with a crosswind. So the peloton, just by virtue of that wind and the fight for position and these false flat uphill drags, which they're back on now mid-descent.
They're going to be in half a minute soon.
Yeah, it just makes it harder on the pedals again than if it was just a flat run-in.
By the way, we're talking about the final climb. You said it was steep. It's very steep, right? It's like 300 meter segment on the climb that goes up to 14, 15, 16%? Am I correct in that?
Yeah, this was like 2021 Alaphilippe would just go away from everybody and punch away on this sort of hill. I mean, maybe I'd love to see if he does it today.
2025 Alaphilippe is going to do the same, bro. Come on.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, 2025 Alaphilippe, certainly Tudor going for him. Certainly he's going to get himself in the mix. He won't win because he'll freak out in the final.
Sorry, Toby.
Benji, oh no, your laptop's...
No, it's only Toby.
Your laptop's good.
Sorry, Toby.
Toby just got a shower. That's why we actually have an unofficial water bottles only rule. Toby looks really offended. He's like, "Why did you do that to me?"
He does look really
I'll just get some
offended.
paper towel.
I'm sorry about that. So, breakaway, 1 minute 08. They have not been watered, so they look happy. We got to talk about the yellow cards before we get to this climb, by the way, because yesterday there were 4 riders getting a yellow card after the stage. Davide Ballerini. Next to him, Brian Kokar for the intermediate sprint together with Edward Teuns. Something I missed in the race, to be honest, the whole actions of Edward Teuns. And then Danny van Poppel. Going through them one by one. Who do you think deserved the yellow card, Patrick? And who doesn't? And I'll talk a little bit further because you're about 5 meters away from your microphone. He picks it up, he takes the microphone, and he shoots.
I think the turns one's a little bit tough, but I guess, sure. Kokar one's tough. Like
I wouldn't have given it.
I probably wouldn't have given him the yellow, even though we said, it's... Yeah,
he makes a mistake, but...
He makes a mistake, but I wouldn't have given him a yellow.
Because...
That's a difference.
For me, a yellow card is supposed to disincentivize the riders to do certain behavior. I think Kokar's move in that sprint, yes, he's a bit more erratic than an average sprinter maybe, but I don't think that's the kind of behavior that you can easily disincentivize.
So in the breakaway yesterday or the day before, when Fedorov or whoever it was takes the corner badly, and they crash, and they cause the guy in the breakaway behind them, Abrahamson, to crash. We can say it's his mistake, and maybe he's a bit culpable, even if it's a dodgy corner, because 2 guys made it through, 2 guys didn't. Alaphilippe mechanical, Alaphilippe rear mechanical. It's going to be really tough for him to come back. She's waiting with him. Wow, that's fucking bad timing.
And the run-up towards the intermediate sprint will be fast as well, so good luck coming back.
It's not going to be easy to come back and be in good position. But what I was saying, it's like I wouldn't give a yellow card to the guy who made a mistake in the breakaway. I would say he made a mistake or, a minor error, and these things happen. So, the Coquard one is tough. I forgot what I was saying about... Oh, yeah, I feel like the production was showing the breakaway just then for an inordinate amount of time. I know we could switch to multi-screen, but we won't. But the break, they show the break way too long. The gap from the peloton went from 120 to 50, and there was no peloton coverage. Obviously, there's a huge drag race right now down this descent. Oh, what are Tudor doing, bro?
How is this taking so long?
Benji, they didn't just try to change the bike.
They tried to change his wheel, and then they switched midway through.
That is so bad. Why are you trying to change the wheel?
That makes no sense.
Another 15 to 20 seconds can make a huge difference.
How is that not the default? We're in the final of a race.
Final 30Ks, there's an intermediate sprint where, by the way, Wanty and Trek are doing a full lead out now, and the GC teams are kind of prop behind them. He's now a minute behind. Sure, he's probably in the convoy, but they're going to go straight up a wall. He's not going to make it back in time for the wall, right, Luke? From the next hill, and then it's going to split on the next hill, and so he's going to be caught behind loads of drop riders who are doing lead outs.
Exactly.
He's out. He's gone. Why didn't they change the bike?
It makes no sense. And he's a minute and 10 seconds behind right now, but he needs to get up to speed as well. He's going to be able to get to the convoy eventually.
He's gone. He's gone.
Even if he comes back, it will take so much energy, and he already needs to have an advantage on the others to have a chance today.
No chance. You're not going to make it back in time for the wall coming up. They're going to go full gas on the flat here, where they're going to go quick, being in the cars, it's not going to be easy to move up. And then he's going to be just in the middle of drop riders on this wall coming up. So, he probably wasn't making it back anyway, frankly. That is literally the worst time to have a mech, I would say. Of today's stage so far.
And they made it worse.
Abrahamson goes for the intermediate sprint uncontested. No one reacts. I think he'll probably continue afterwards. The peloton's at 25 seconds. So they're going to almost catch the breakaway before this climb or on the climb. Asgren's just working his way back to Abrahamson. We don't have any peloton shots. They're 20 seconds behind, and they're already doing the sprint lead out. So we don't know what they're doing, but...
if the peloton passes these riders as the sprint happens?
No, they won't. The sprint's already happened.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're right.
Milan takes the sprint. Lotto then start moving up on the right. Lotto, I think...
Was that Merlier third?
I think Lotto think that they are going to contest the stage with Dali today. Or no, Berkmo's. I shouldn't slander them. Merlier's then in the way. Oh, this is sketchy, guys. You got to pick a side. Stop swinging around. We're seeing Binny launch first. Rex then... Oh! Yeah, but why is...
He was trying to take leftover intermediate sprint
Yeah, but
points.
he's already behind his sprinter, Benji.
Yeah.
Why is he taking a risk?
He's trying to take points away from the other sprinters, but I don't mind lead-outs doing that. The whole point is that...
And to be clear, I think it was Rex that was actually coming off his line and moving towards the barrier, but still, that's what The IS, I wouldn't take so many risks for a point. What if turns... Let's say right there, Rex moves out, me and you see it one way, and we say it's Rex's fault, but what if Turns leans on him and crashes Rex there?
Yeah.
Second yellow, out of the race.
Yep.
For maybe a point.
Yep.
And Binny's the main competitor for green. He's already ahead of you. It doesn't matter if you take a point away from Lawrence Rex. So
I want to see it again though to be able to judge.
Yeah, I want to judge it more clearly, but Gashinyard's
taking points again though.
Is Gashinyard in your Velo games?
Yes, he is, sir.
So yeah, he's about to be caught by the peloton. Lenny is with Abrahamson and Asgren. Crazy. Lenny the Rouleur is back.
I don't want to talk about Velo games anymore though, because Philipson's out.
And Alaphilippe's in mine. Philipson, it's brutal.
And Alaphilippe's in mine as well. So why do we pick the same riders?
Because we workshopped it. the morning of the first stage. Okay, big lead outs coming. Ineos look like they're in first position.
I hate people with flares.
We're coming up to the big right-hander. Eduardo Affini's doing the lead up. Big right-hander at 29 k's to go. Pivotal moment in the race. If you're caught behind here, you could be in trouble. We'll see. There's motorbikes being overlapped. I don't think Alaphilippe's back. No, he's not.
No,
Alaphilippe's still on 40 seconds. I think that's over for him. If he comes back, that'll be crazy. And yeah, there's just a huge drag race into this corner. The breakaway does make it. I'm not sure how wide this road is with Asger and Abrahamsen and Lenny. It's
not that wide.
It's not that wide. Maybe 5 riders wide.
Belgian Corsica width, roughly?
6 riders. It's reasonably wide. 6 riders wide. Again, Groupama FDJ are first wheel, or Movistar. It's Groupama, I think. First wheel through the pivotal moment. Groupama FDJ positioning this Tour de France has been incredible.
That motorbike needs to get out of there, though. In between the breakaway and the peloton. Because I'm on the left side of the road with Tim Wellens also on the left side, so I'm guessing Pogacar has to be relatively close there.
Wellens is going to get a bid on from his soigneur.
There we go. Trying to look for Vingegaard, Pogacar, and Remco at the moment, but this front-on shot doesn't exactly give us much to work with.
Vingegaard's in second row next to Benoit. Pogacar's on Tim Wellens' wheel. I can't see Remco. Vermeersch is on the front for Alpecin. To me, this looks like a blocked pace. No one's attacking.
Exactly. Quick steps on the right with Cataneo, I think. Behind the Movistar ride.
Ivan Garcia Cortina, who has been very, very good so far. He's on the right for Movistar, looking for Enric Mas. Affini's trying to survive. Sivakov makes it to the front. Binny's dropped. I think Intermarché did the right thing with the intermediate sprint. That's what I mean. You have to go through all these riders who are just full parked. They don't care about anything anymore.
Nor does the commissaire car.
Yeah, like Boris trying to move up. Ivan Romeo's dropped. Here comes Alaphilippe or...
both. There we go. There's Alaphilippe.
Yeah.
They're gradually trying to bring him back.
I think he might make it back, Benji, because the peloton...
so much effort spent.
But the peloton stopped.
I hope for Alaphilippe that he does, but I think he spent so
Lenny
much
Martinez
energy.
is riding way quicker than the peloton. This looks like a steep corner here. Sivakov is starting to pace hard for UAE Team Emirates.
Wellens in the wheel of Sivakov, then Pogacar.
Come on, take the KOM, Lenny.
Come on, Lenny.
Is it Cat 3?
It is a Cat 3, yes, sir.
I still don't think he goes into the KOM.
Cat 3 is 5...
2
2 points? Really?
Yeah.
So Cat 4 is 1 point?
Yeah.
Cat 3 is 2 points. Cat 2 is 5 points. Cat 1 is 10 points.
Yeah, and HC is 20.
Okay.
Sivakov is launching it. Can you bring up the multi-screen on?
The multi-screen? I do not, because I don't have access to Discovery in Andorra.
Oh, I need this breakaway to be caught. Nah, it's all good. I just need the breakaway to be caught ASAP so that they actually show the peloton. Sivakov's catching Abrahamsen. Looks like a really, really hard pace. Almeida's in good position, I think. Allez, Lenny.
Like it is a tempo, but it's not the kind of tempo where we will see an attack in the next 30 minutes.
No. And also, where are you going to go? There's a plateau now of like 4Ks on top.
Do you think we'll see Pogacar being a bit less eager to maybe attack in today's stage because he might take yellow and would have to ride into a GC suit in tomorrow's time trial?
Nah, if you can win a Tour de France stage, then you can win a Tour de France stage and you go for it.
That's true, but he can win a lot of them.
But
he can choose which one he wins, to be honest, Pogacar.
How much does skin suit cost you? 10 seconds? Take the 10 bonus seconds if they're on offer. I don't think he's thinking like that. I think maybe UAE, if you want to set a hard pace here to put some fatigue into the legs of Van der Poel, you also isolate Van der Poel maybe from his teammates. So yeah, we're seeing Marc Soler leads over the top. He's got Marc Soler, Sivakov, Tim Wellens, Tadej Pogacar. I don't see Narvaez.
Wellens taking the points.
Wellens takes 1 point. Vingegaard's on the wheel of Pogacar. He's got 2 teammates there. Then there's a few. Roglic is deeper. How big is this group? Sepp Kuss is at the back. I think this is going to come back on the plateau.
Yeah. Alaphilippe's still a while to go to the top.
Alaphilippe is still not there. Arnaud Delis has dropped.
But he's also cooking. You can see it. He's going to be done for.
Yeah, it's
gone.
Oh, now they're not going to stop showing Alaphilippe. Fuck. Oh, dude.
No.
We're not going to see anything of the GC race. What's he behind? 20 seconds?
Oh, more, man. More. I don't think he's come close that much, actually. Because UAE's pace was pretty livid.
Okay, we're never going to see the peloton again. It's a shame.
At least they've got Lenny. They'll show Lenny a bit because he's also French.
Lenny off the front, Alaphilippe off the back. Sorry, Marc Soler, but you know what? Your wife's not going to see you on TV today on the front, I'm afraid. Some road furniture here on top of the plateau, but this is what I mean. Like, if you attack there, where are you going to go? Simon Philip Yates has made an appearance. Soler's pacing around to see a team radio from UAE Team Emirates.
They got in the wheel of UAE riders with the entire team behind him. Is there a logic to that?
Yeah. UAE telling Wellens to take the points on top. Yeah, there's... I don't understand, but...
Chat says Remco just behind Mathieu van der Poel at the top.
But I don't know where Van der Poel was. I didn't see the yellow jersey so well.
I didn't see the golden helmet. I was looking for the golden helmet.
Fuck it, I'm bringing it up on my phone.
16 seconds is the gap from Lenny Martinez to the GC group, to the Peloton group. Alaphilippe, forget about him. That's not happening. But to be honest, we're going to have the run in towards every single hill now because the next hill is 900 meters at 7% in about less than 10 kilometers. So we'll see the sprint again towards that climb.
This road furniture. Thank God they had a steep hill before it.
Yeah. There's a lot of road furniture in the last 25 kilometers here.
UAE should take the left side of that one that Lenny just took.
The more selective this gets, the better, actually.
Oh, I have the stream. Thank God. I can see what's happening in the race. UAE took the correct side. Visma took the wrong side, and then they had to hop a barrier.
Bahrain team radio saying 20 seconds. They're lying. It's 17, bro. Lying to your rider. Bro's watching on his phone here.
Yeah, because they're not showing the peloton.
There it is. You see the peloton.
It's everyone's jumping from side to side on this plateau with all the road dividers. Maybe trying to attack, get an advantage. It looks like there are attacks.
Groupama?
Sivakov's trying to react. It's Abrahamson's now leading out Uno X.
Someone's on the front, no? Or am I?
No.
Where did Groupama rider go? Oh, he's on the right.
I think he's on the right, yeah.
Because he just evaporated off screen for me.
Dude, Simon Philip just quietly.
Heel track positioning on the left side.
Simon Philip is where he needs to be today. I think we're beginning the descent now. Real pinch point into this descent. Really sketchy descent. I'm actually... Big crash. Sepp Kuss is caught behind. 2 UAEs caught behind. 3 UAEs caught behind.
Step rider there. No golden helmet.
At least two borers, and they're fully blocked up. Another Valentin Paris-Pantras hit the deck and crashed.
Complaining to someone? Who are the borers? That is my question at the moment.
Harold Tejada's crashed. It's already a thinned out peloton going into this descent, and another couple of guys missed the corner.
Is it Mick van Dijk?
It's Mick van Dijk. He kind of looks like a Roglic in the face.
Where does it happen? Oof.
It was a narrowing that wasn't called out, and then Van Dijk braked. It was pretty high up the peloton. One quick stepper just made it and squeezed through.
I don't see any major GC riders.
No, me either. But this is really, this stage is like sketchy road furniture through some suburbs, random small suburbs in Rouen. Like it's not in the rural area with bigger roads, or at least where the road, the road is wide on a D road, and then they go to another road which is then narrows and then has road furniture narrowing it more, or that barrier.
But it needs to be a gradual narrowing. It can't be.
It's Catania, not Valentin Paris-Pantras. Abrahamson's leading the group. I think there's another tutor up there. There's loads of fans waving on the side of the road. Garcia Cortina's got Enric in the right place on the left-hand side.
Jonas in the middle of it. That's always a bit dangerous.
Vingegaard's in the washing machine. Yeah, Movistar are doing a perfect job here.
Is that still Oliveira and Garcia Cortina?
It's Garcia Cortina and Oliveira. Wow, what a good job they are doing. And whenever you see the peloton swaying like that, you just know it's super sketchy. We're doing a descent now into another kicker, 800 meters at 7%. It's so short and steep that it's position matters so much. See Benoit dive bombing on the left-hand side.
That has Remco well positioned at the moment, actually. In second position now. 10 seconds ahead is still Lenny Martinez, but I want to see the peloton.
The left side was way quicker. The left side was way quicker through there, and I think whoever was Quickstep maybe got that right.
Lenny has to get caught. I'm sorry. Stop, Lenny. I know you like cycling. I know you like cycling ahead, but for the sake of the broadcast, go back to the peloton so we can actually see the GC riders. Sorry, that looked a bit wider than it was. His cornering.
Crazy stage. But yeah, Lenny looks really, really strong. I mean, he's keeping the peloton at bay at 50 k's an hour on like a downhill.
Oh, what's happening here? Back at the peloton?
I think that was a Feeney.
I think it's just the camera from the back of the peloton on the main broadcast now, but okay, thanks for that, guys.
I would say the production's not been so good so far.
That is true. Three seconds in the gap. We have to see the peloton soon, just behind Martinez, right? There we go.
They're right behind him. We see...
His descent is also a bit nasty, to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully it's single file.
Like, it's not technical, but it's like high speed.
Van der Poel's in really good position. Van der Poel's right where he needs to be, in fantastic position. He's moved up, but yeah, it's a super high speed, twisty descent.
Because there's 3 climbs left, eh? This one is hard. The one after that is longer but easier, and the final climb is steep again. So
exactly,
it's the first and the third climb from here that are the steepest ones. The middle one is a longer one, but more manageable.
You can see the advantage of the motorbike here, right? Lenny's 53 kilos.
Yeah.
He's sprinting at like 600 watts. Garcia Cortina's a classic sprinter riding full, and he can't close him on the descent. Healy's caught up. I don't know if he had a crash or something. He's trying to get behind the Shimano car. The Shimano car won't let him. But yeah, that just shows you like the power of the motorbikes on these sort of descents. It makes a big, big difference. Oh, he's telling...
Mechanical?
Oh, he's maybe had a mech and the Shimano car's told him, I can't change it for you because it's a descent. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous to stop. And if you stop here, if you have a mechanical here, you're out.
Lenny broke your caught.
No, Lenny did a really good stage today, but it's tricky because they're catching him just on the apex of the corner. Oh...
I'm glad Lenny took that corner wrong.
Oh, thank God Lenny took the corner bad or a little bit wide. I think he knew they were catching him.
Yeah,
it's still a pretty big group. I do see Roglic and Lipovic are there. UAE got some numbers. Almeida's at the back of the group. But Soler lost a lot of positions on that final climb.
We see someone clapping. I'll join her.
Man, this is really bad coverage. Like they're starting a categorized climb and they're not showing
on the left side at the moment.
Wellens again.
Not in his wheel.
Pogacar is there behind Van der Poel.
Okay.
Jorgensen's there. We see Alaphilippe has made it back. Sivakov is gone. Adam Yates is at the back of this group. I don't know who number 4 is from Bora.
I'll look it up for you, bro.
Oh, get out of the way, you Australian flag.
Johnny Moscon is number 4, so it's not that relevant.
So Quickstep, they're not blocking, but they're trying to keep a controlled. Alpecin are trying to keep a controlled pace.
Logically, they don't want this to be a nuclear climb. They don't want the next one to be a nuclear climb. They want the last one to be nuclear.
They're doing such a good job. They got Vermeersch, Groves, Mercer, and they want a controlled pace so Van der Poel doesn't get dropped. And UAE.
Right, they're all surrounding each other. Pogacar, Jonas, and
well, if you spend your bickies here, then you might not have the guy for the position fight. Vokeland's in good position.
Lenny's now at the back of the peloton, and now they're showing him there. What are you feeling, Patrick?
No, more importantly, Santi's at the back of the peloton.
Yes, but...
Yeah, but what's Santi doing there?
Is Man moving up on the right side of the road? Fish himself? Wellens on the left side now setting tempo ahead of Alpecin. So GC teams are taking over from Alpecin.
Yeah, but it's not that hard anymore. They waited too long. Johannessen's...
Kregar on the right. Is that Oski next to him?
Is this Johannessen attacking?
It shouldn't. Well, to be honest.
I don't think he's attacking.
Anders, to be honest.
I think is Anders in the race?
Yes.
Vingegaard doing a big effort on the left-hand side to come to the front. Campenaerts needs to roll over him. Schelmos is moving himself up on the left as well. We've got a descent coming now, I think, Benji.
I'll line up the thing for you.
So
there we go.
The descents are just as steep as the climbs and almost longer. But yeah, I'm surprised Santiago Buitrago is struggling on a stage which normally suits him, like in Dauphiné, Paris-Nice. He was really, really good on. Remember the stage 1 of the Dauphiné? He was there with the big guys, so quite surprised he's struggling. So
there's 2 climbs left in this race. The next one starts at about 7 kilometers, just about. That one is 1.8 kilometers at 4.8%. That is, in my opinion, the setup climb, the attrition climb before the last one. And the last one is Rampe Saint-Hilaire, 800 meters at 9.4%. And, well, let's be honest about it, the second half is steeper than it looks, right?
Indeed, the second half's really, really hard. Soler just launched it to put it in a line. I think that's pretty helpful for everybody. They want to be in a line on this descent, UAE Team Emirates. It also maintains the position of someone like Narvaez, and then the smaller the group, the easier he can move around it, because Narvaez is a top 10, top 5, probably pure puncher in this field.
Someone in the chat says that Butrago had Lenny's bike. I didn't check, but that would explain his position.
Maybe. Van der Poel's caught a little bit deeper on the descent, but he does have like 4 Alpecin teammates. Remco's even further behind with Vauquelin. I don't see any teammates immediately around Remco. I think Remco's Alaphilippe's struggling as, it's not his fault. Like,
yeah, it's a shame,
you gas
for both our Velo games.
When you have to come back from that, it's tricky.
Would you have? Because why is Hirschi the one waiting then?
Was it Hirschi?
I don't know. You called him Hirschi, and I just assumed you were right.
I think I just said it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah. To be honest, I also didn't see a Swiss champs band on his shoulder, so it probably wasn't Hirschi on my side.
Everyone will come back now. Soler will take this descent really, really slowly.
Just as he accelerates?
No. They just told him to get off the front. Wellens is going to take the descent in front. But Soler should go behind Pogacar because he can't descend.
What is the positioning of the other GC riders? Visma is just behind UAE.
Visma, UAE in the ascendancy. We have Rodriguez or Ineos in decent position with Laurence, I think. And then
there's a Lotto rider there on the left as well.
Vauquelin is well with Lotto. Wellens is really starting to push the descent now. Van der Poel's moved himself up. He's in good position. Remco...
Can't see him at the moment.
I think Remco's fine. I think he's around Van der Poel's position.
Probably. It's also a very dark descent, so it's very difficult to...
I know, really. At least it looks mostly like a good road surface.
We'll be hitting the next climb fairly soon, actually, in just about 2.5 kilometers, 3 kilometers, so...
There is a bit of flat.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a really sketchy left-hander where they're doing it now with road furniture. Ooh. Thank God it's in a line.
These last 50 kilometers have been pretty wild in terms of technicalities.
But you see that the front of the peloton, they come in single file.
Yeah.
At the back and the middle, they're in 3 abreast. People are dive bombing.
Yeah.
So it's it's just an advantage to be in front. Is this Rodriguez? No, Geraint Thomas 61. I don't know who's 63. Do new tab.
Yes, I am.
Foss. Hopefully it's descent's over soon. But yeah, look how narrow it is with the road furniture, and you've got the fans on the side. Whew. All the guys in front are leaving gaps in the descent.
Is it me, or has the new Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe kit made it a bit harder to recognize whether Lipovic or Roglic have been involved in things? Because it's a white kit and a lot of teams have white kits.
With the blue shorts, I feel like I'm picking them out reasonably well.
I don't know. I've had some trouble this Tour de France. I like the kit a lot, though. For some reason, it feels like what it is.
Oh, Wellens is on the radio to Soler right now. Soler started to absolutely smash. I can't see.
I said chill.
I can't see Wout van Aert anywhere. There's Jurgensen, Campenaerts, Benoit, and Vingegaard. UAE are now discussing with each other how to do it. Wellens is pushing Sivakov through, and now I think Alpecin are going to... Remco takes the lull, and he moves up a couple of positions.
Alpecin has 3 riders as well, so that's also fairly important because he also wants to control the race, eh?
I don't think it's that good wind, and also it's quite a wide road and it's not steep anymore, so it is easier on the wheels coming up on the climb shortly.
Squeeze at the back of the peloton, but that's about the only thing we can tell from that view.
And now
helicopter view, there we go.
Yeah, with the lull in action, we're having riders shoot from the back. So FDJ shoot Gregoire from the back. Alpecin are trying to position Van der Poel. They're blocking on the right-hand side. They do a good job defending that position.
Is that Vauquelin on the left or on the right, the red guy?
Vauquelin is in the white jersey.
Oh yeah, fair. Has to be Bergmus or something then for Lotto
Yeah,
moving up.
Bergmus. Alpecin are going to try to block this climb again.
I think they're going to have a bit more trouble doing so. I think UAE will hard pace.
It's too wide. Soler's coming to hard pace.
And they've got 2 little riders to block it. They've got 1.5 riders left.
Grove should let him go.
This is a hard launch tempo at the moment by Soler. Wellens in the wheel, then Pogacar already.
UAE have won the positioning fight today. They've hard paced all the climbs. They are entering in really, really good position. So yeah, they're winning the positioning battle right now ahead of Visma.
And it's also these kind of stages where, let's be honest about it, on paper, Pogacar is the best climber. So it's on these stages where you want to prevent, not just prevent attacks against them, but mostly prevent issues, safety problems, crashes.
Exactly, yeah.
And by being in position like this every time, that's how you can be ahead of the crashes when they happen.
So the climb is now starting though, and it's Alpecin who take over. Simmons is able to move up Schelmoser from the back. So yeah, UAE are letting, for the time being, letting Alpecin set a steady tempo on the climb.
I think that's okay because UAE's goal is not to keep it all together. UAE's goal is to not to destroy the group either. It's to get Pogacar safely over these climbs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Groupama is making it fly though, but their training's falling apart a bit.
Now Sivakov comes back to pace.
Alaphilippe's gone. Not really surprised after all the effort he has made coming back. Is that Wout mid-group roughly?
No, it's Roglic with the Red Bull helmet.
No, I mean further.
I don't think so. There's Simon Philip, Jurgensen, Benoit, Vingegaard. Now Wellens is setting a pace. Vingegaard's getting nervous. He's taking the wheel of Pogacar or Narvaez off Alpecin.
Pogacar's in P2 though, so Vingegaard is not in the right wheel.
Yeah, exactly. If Vingegaard's eating too much wind, Pogacar's not going to jump here off the pace of Wellens.
He's playing with his bike computer.
Yeah.
So there's definitely 3 Vismas there in the middle of the group. No, not Wout.
No, it's Campenaerts, Jurgensen, Benoit. And Simon Philip.
Yeah, Simon Philip there as well.
Remco's alone, but he's done a pretty good job for himself, I would say. He's in front of Nielsen Paulus. Simmons has done a really good job for Schelmoser.
I think the Lotto guy on the left is indeed Bergmus. Simmons there as well. Vokala and his wheel, basically. Is that Paulus, the pink guy on the left?
Yeah, that's the EF.
Well, there's 2, so probably Paulus is one of them, eh?
Everyone's moving up to act like Wellens. I mean, Wellens is pacing really hard, but it's 6%. And now I think Narvaez has moved in front of Pogacar.
Because like Wellens is pacing hard. It's a tempo he can hold until the last climb, though. That is the big question.
I don't think so.
Because otherwise you're...
But there's a plateau after this as well.
But you got Narvaez, though. You do still have Narvaez to help try to control the group, but I'd prefer Wellens for that, no?
Roglic is in good position on the wheel of Remco. Felix Gall is at the back of the group. He's doing a good job. I think he was distanced on an earlier climb behind a crash, so he's hanging in pretty well. He was not too far gapped on stage. He was in the main GC group on stage.
Are they just trying to put pressure on Mathieu van der Poel? But this climb won't do that. Remco's now in P7-8, roughly.
Campenaerts is moving Jurgensen up on the right-hand side.
Schelmo's in the wheel of Simmons. Only on the left being brought up.
Almeida's moving up. There's starting to be a sprint.
Benoit being moved up as well.
I don't know who the picnic is, but yeah, Almeida's being moved up. He's going to box in Campenaerts.
Only's in the wheel though, so definitely for Only, you know?
Yeah, true.
Because I don't expect Lund Andresen to still be here. If he is, then wow.
I mean, Wellens is just doing a magic job right now, and
yeah. showing up the polkas.
But can he pace the valley? Ooh, Campenaerts.
Visma trying to move up on the left side of the road past the UAE train, but
Campenaerts needs to go.
now they got space to do so. Are they going to try and wave over UAE?
Yeah.
I think they
Van
will.
Aert is there. Van Aert is there.
I told you, my eyesight is not blind. He was far in the group, though. So 1.5 climbs to survive for Wout van Aert if he wants to go for the stage win. He could also just be going all out for Jonas. Campenaerts is shredding it at the moment, though, with Vingegaard in the wheel.
It's a really technical descent coming up.
Positioning is going to be key going into it, so that's why they want the front position. I'll show you the map, my friend. What do you see when you see the map?
There's still time to wave back over the top of them. It's not, the descent is still about 500 meters away.
No team has the strength, in my opinion.
I don't think Narvaez will do it.
I don't think they have the strength for it.
Alpecin might be able to do it, but I don't think they're going to be able to with Campenaerts putting it in a line like this.
Is that Almeida also there for UAE or am I blind?
Yeah, Almeida's there. Campenaerts shouldn't ride on the hoods like that with the road furniture.
By the way, everyone watching this live stream, in the chat right now, I want to see who you think is going to win the stage. Throw it in there. See, interaction, Patrick. We got to interact more with the people. Remco moving up on the left side in the wind.
Don't have time to interact. It's Tour de France, last 10Ks. Come on. Gets to be serious. Groupama coming up again. But yeah, UAE is sat behind the Visma train. Van der Poel's there. Roglic is there. The descent is starting now, I think. See if Alpecin dive bomb. Remco's moved in front of Pogačar.
By himself, eh? Well, got to protect your position.
Yeah, because Remco might drop the wheel.
Just checking, Luke. Notes-wise, are we okay for the podcast?
Also,
Okay.
Luke, no spoilers. Probably, yeah.
That motorbike should let the wheel go.
Dude, really twisty descent, isn't it?
They're straight in the wheel of the motorbike to the point that it's actually on the risk of becoming a danger for Campenaerts if it gets any closer.
Imagine if you'd recon this on Velo Viewer and knew this.
Let's hope that every team recon this descent.
Look at it in a line.
The GC team should have reconned this on Veloviewer.
There's a right-hand corner coming up that is disgraceful. They go onto a, 3-rider wide road. It's horrendous.
Coming up soon?
Yeah.
8.7k to go.
Remco's taken the wheel off of Vingegaard off Pogačar. He's seated it for the time being. Van Aert should let the wheel go, Luke.
If Van Aert lets the wheel go, then we've got a four-man team.
Remco wouldn't have closed the gap. Goal at the back, trying not to get dropped on the descent. Yeah, there's a little kicker in this descent. And you can put it in a line. Whoa.
UAE aced the first part of the climbs.
Yeah, but now Narvaez gets to rest. Oh, Poggy's trying to take back the wheel of Vingegaard. Oh, trying to get back into position off Remco. Where's Van der Poel? He's in good position on Remco's wheel.
Pogačar's got the wheel back.
Pogačar's still got Almeida and Narvaez.
Yes, but I don't think Almeida is going to be seen all out pacing unless it becomes like group control in the last 5 kilometers.
Or maybe it's Vauquelin I'm seeing, but I thought he was in decent position.
He was definitely in a decent position, yeah.
Ooh, Campenaerts double check through that corner.
He is killing it when it comes to positioning at this point, though. Because I feel like some parts...
Remco's dropping the wheel! Remco's dropping the wheel of Pogačar out of the corner. Look at how he's having to sprint. That's why Poggy wanted to be on the wheel of Van Aert, because
there's no Bora there either, right?
On these kickers, Campenaerts are smashing. Bernard needs to roll over now.
The Boras are also a bit out of position.
But Vingegaard's eating too much wind. It's split on that little kicker. Felix Gall's caught behind where it's split.
Mate, it's a descent.
Yeah, but I think it was the kicker where it split.
I think he was already on a gap for the descent. It's Felix Gall we're talking about. This moto is way too close, I'm sorry. I know the camera here shows it differently.
Yeah, but it's still like it's giving a lot of benefit to Campenaerts.
It is ridiculous. And also, he gets the benefit, and if there's any gap throughout the group, they don't get that same benefit. So that's why those gaps that get created aren't fair to those riders being dropped at the
Yeah.
moment.
Narvaez is right where he needs to be, so this being so hard has still helped Narvaez. Alpecin are trying to move up. There's one Alpecin left, maybe Vermeersch, and Vokeland is dive bombing Remco and Van der Poel through the corner.
At the moment, Van der Poel looks like the silent killer.
Yeah, Van der Poel's not had to do anything so far.
Describe the last climb we're about to start. We've got 900 meters at roughly 9.4%, but the second half goes really steep. So this first portion is a starter. It's going to kick off in some fashion.
Exactly. I think it might be too hard for Van der Poel today. I mean, Almeida looks really, really good. Only's being brought up. Visma probably need to change to Benoit to keep the position, but it says the speed is low. Narvaez is moving up to do the lead out for Pogacar. Van der
MVP on the right.
Van der Poel is going to try to shoot under because there's a chicane coming.
Thing is also it's short enough that
Lipovitz
is behind.
Lipovitz is dropped. He was caught on the split.
Where's Rogla though?
Roglic is there.
Okay. Campenaerts is done for, so Benoit takes over. Slight slowing in the tempo, I feel like, because Campenaerts is giving his all for the last bit, but now the corner comes.
I think it's a headwind.
Is this the chicane or did we pass already?
No, this is the 800 meters, but they were already going uphill. Narvaez is about to do the nuclear lead out for Pogacar.
Yeah, Pogacar will do something then. MVP in the wheel.
Vingegaard's not getting good draft.
Mathieu still looks good, to be honest. The question is, will he look good if someone attacks?
Vingegaard got to go in the wheel, bro.
Because Vingegaard needs to be in the wheel of Pogacar, not in the wheel of Mathieu van der Poel right now.
Yeah, but if you've... yeah, that's...
And Emco boxed in a little bit. Boxed in behind the correct riders, though. Oh, Joao Almeida. I was wrong about our man.
Almeida just dropping Narvaez. Oh, see ya. Is Narvaez going to keep riding? The hard lead up by Almeida.
This is what we expected on Lara Dut if he was in position.
Yeah.
Which never happened.
Vingegaard's not happy that he doesn't have the wheel of Pogacar.
Yeah.
Pogacar normally goes through these sort of bends. And
Jonas needs the wheel of Tadej right now, and he doesn't. Then again, Mathieu also won't just let it go.
Here's a steep bit. No spoilers, Luke.
12%, 13%. Oh,
Pogacar's attacking. Pogacar starts his attack. Vingegaard responds.
Van der Poel does not immediately. He gets the wheel of Vingegaard. He gets so gapped. He gets gapped. Jonas and Tadej together at the moment. The rest is kind of gone. 200 meters to go towards the top. Pogacar keeps pushing. Jonas in the wheel. Gap. Oh la la, the gap is huge. These two are riding to the finish together. It's over for the rest.
No, Vingegaard's got to hold on. Pogacar's still going. He's going to drop him. No way Vingegaard can keep this up the whole time.
Oh!
He's dropped him. Cracked
It's
him.
gone. Pogacar's gone. He doesn't care about getting the yellow jersey for the time trial. He's like, I've got my World Champs jersey on.
Vingegaard's coming back just over the top. Come on, Jonas.
Hello.
Come on, Jonas.
Hello, Grisha. Oh, God. Pogacar and Vingegaard both over the top with 5k to go. The gap, to be honest, I thought the gap would keep going, but Pogacar is not exactly pushing like crazy, eh? Here we go. The two boys together.
I think the tour is over, bro. Like, Pog can just pack it up.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm not having this fucking shit.
No, you know what?
When the mountains come,
but
Vingegaard is going to get
in all
gapped.
seriousness, I want to give credit to Pog here. You know what's so sad about that?
What?
We could see that every spring in Ardennes.
Yeah.
You know, Jurgensen and on Redoute, because this is like that. So now we have behind Van der Poel with Oscar Only, Joao Almeida's there, Jurgensen's not going to pull.
And Remco's riding, and he kind of has to.
Remco shouldn't ride.
He should ride. He has to.
Why?
Well, he's trying to get as close as possible to these guys. Jorgensen won't ride. Van der Poel is cooked. Almeida won't ride. Well, what's he supposed to do? Lose time on purpose? He has no choice here but to ride.
Mate, flick Van der Poel. Vingegaard's not relaying. I don't think he should relay. There's still...
No, he shouldn't relay.
Now he's relaying.
He's riding. Ooh.
But he should stop. Remco's going to catch them.
Remco's going to close it, though.
Yeah.
Remco's going to bring Mathieu van der Poel back on a Mathieu van der Poel finish.
If Oscar's dropped the wheel, Jurgensen's got to go. Jurgensen's got to attack through the chicane right now. He's got to go. Van der Poel's a little bit cooked.
Nah, he
missed
hasn't
it.
realized that the gap is there, mate.
He missed it, but that was the moment to attack over the top. I think Van der Poel's a little bit fried.
But he's going to do it right now. Jorgensen attacks on the right side. Pogacar speeds up to try and close it as soon as possible, and he does. Jonas on the wheel of that, and Remco in 4th position.
Almeida's going to go. They got to watch Almeida.
MVTP is still there. Only's like the guy right now, eh? If he has anything, which he doesn't, because he lost the gap, but if he had anything, then he could make the Vauquelin move. Are there people coming back, like Vauquelin, for example?
Almeida's just starting to set a tempo.
Trying to control it for a potential stage victory sprint.
Vingegaard should let the wheel of Jorgensen go.
Maybe Almeida thinks if I can make it as hard as possible, Mathieu van der Poel has no recovery.
MVDP just wins if they go to the line with him. It's not like yesterday. MVDP
Unless he's cooked.
No, MVDP just wins. He hasn't had to do anything, hasn't had to close a gap.
Would be good for my Velo games. I wouldn't complain.
He will just win because it's a short uphill sprint. And now he's getting time to recharge his explosivity.
Who's behind there, though? Because there's some people coming back right there.
I don't know.
Is it I think that's Gregoire. Yellow helmet has to be Gregoire.
Oh, I don't know where Roglic is, yeah.
Haven't seen Roglic since the climb.
Jurgensen goes to the back of the group.
Yeah, that's Gregoire together with
Vauquelin and Schellemoser.
Yes. Maz is losing big time today as well, I'm afraid. These corners. Ay, ay, ay. Last 2.5. Roglic is on 20 seconds at the top of the screen. Almeida keeps up the tempo, but even if these guys come...
Gregoire's dropped him on the descent again, coming back.
I've got something for riders that are good at descending. I like that.
Yeah, that's how he won his Basque Country stage when he dropped Vauquelin on the descent.
And Swiss in the breakaway, stage 1.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The Swiss stage, I meant.
We can imagine.
Remco's expecting a counter from Jurgensen. Jurgensen has to go now on the flat again.
Why does the Remco not potentially counter? He does. Remco on the right side of the road attacks, but Almeida's trying to close it. Remco keep pushing. Gap. But Almeida can't close it.
No, there's a corner.
He closed it.
Yeah, because Remco took...
Who's going to counter now?
Remco took a bad corner, so he got...
Jorgensen, maybe? He's a bit far behind now, eh? But wait, where's Jorgensen?
I can't see him.
I can't see Jorgensen either. Did Jorgensen crash or am I blind?
I think he must have crashed. No, he's on the wheel of Vauquelin.
He was just invisible.
He's on the wheel of Vauquelin.
There he is, on the left side attacking. That's where Matteo Jorgensen is. Almeida's closing it down to that side of the road, though, and Almeida has spent the bullet on trying to close Remco. So this might be a gap, actually. 1.3 kilometers to go. Show the front of the race, please.
Vauquelin's just coming back in time with Schellemoser. Jurgensen has a gap. But still, Van der Poel can close it.
Yeah.
Because Van der Poel, in the uphill sprint can still close it. Jurgensen takes a really good corner. He's got the motorbike.
Almeida's got Remco gapped, but he's closing it. Almeida's closing it, no?
Almeida's closing it. And Van der Poel can sprint this gap. Van der Poel's beginning his sprint.
Already at 700 meters to go, but just to pass people, right? He's just moving up.
Yeah.
I feel like Pogacar could have it here. It's Van der Poel versus Pogacar,
yeah,
of course.
Van der Poel's having to do his lead out. Van der Poel's already going.
I feel like this might be the moment where Pogacar has that 1 centimeter more.
No, I think Van der Poel's not had to do. He hasn't had to do shit.
Both are fine. They're both in my Velo games.
Yeah, it's flat.
Yeah, but
it's
he had
flat.
to do shit. He had to follow on a hard pace, mate.
Jurgensen's going to get gapped, I think, and lose a bit of time.
Van der Poel doesn't look super comfortable.
Remco's nearly losing time.
Yeah? Remco's on a gap.
Van der Poel wins easily, dude. He just got a lead out. Why did UAE do the lead out for him on the flat?
I'm saying Pogacar.
Probably.
I'm saying Pogacar.
Oh, he's going to win, yeah.
Poggy's going to win.
Poggy's
going to win. Tadej Pogacar. I fucking felt it, mate. I looked at Mathieu and he didn't look good.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Almeida did exactly the right thing. What an exciting finish. That was better than the stage 2 finish.
I love that. That was a fucking great stage.
That was Now we wait for the GC gas, Benji.
Was Remco on a gap or not?
Nah, I think he came back.
That's the Rogla group. He's right there together with Mas.
But Wout van Aert.
It's going to be a 35 seconds maybe to Roglic. Is that gap going to count between Johannesson and Mas? I don't know. 31 seconds-ish, roughly. That's towards Roglic. That's good for Remco actually today for podium.
Man, Almeida did such a good job. He's so strong. Oh. To close down all those attacks from like...
I did not... I expected Almeida to be good across the Tour de France. That's why I have him as a podium candidate.
Yeah, but on these stages... I didn't expect him to be so crucial.
on 55 seconds.
Big time gaps. All right, and with Gull. Hope you enjoyed the stage. Pogacar's 100th career victory. We're going to recap it in the pod now. And thanks for listening as always. Ciao, ciao, ciao.